Mo lè fi búrẹ́dì jẹ wá. Mo lè fi
Afternoon, this is the concert, the evening concert of Vox De Chorale in Akure, which is the first of its kind, and where we are talking about the music. As when you go into the Bible, definitely you see so many places where they talk about hymns. And this afternoon is not going to be an exception, because we are taking you back to the Bible, back to where you're going to listen to beautiful hymns. We have listened to hymns on radio, we have listened to hymns on internet, but here we have this afternoon is going to be an interesting one. We have so many people that is going to come up in the person of Ṣeun, Owóajé, and Olúrántí, who is going to do us the concert tagged Olúwa this afternoon. I'm here and I'm going to invite so many of my guests who's going to talk about this concert. All you have to do is just sit back, relax, and come along with me. And once again, I'm saying good afternoon. My name is Ayo Onifade. I say good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon once again, and welcome to the evening on where we're going to talk about Ṣeun. It's a concert. We have a presenter on a popular radio in Akure 88.5 FM between the hours of 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Sunday evening. I have the honor and guest with me this afternoon, Reverend Kano Bola Omodun Ilori, who is the guest on the show this afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm very fine. Thank you very much, my brother.
Yes, you have been a person on here for years now,
Yeah.
who have been talking about hymns, and you have many listeners in and around the world.
Thank you very
What
much.
can you really say about this concert, tagged Ṣeun?
I'm privileged to be here, one. Then secondly, I'm happy that I'll be meeting, though I've met Ayo Olúrántí a couple of times, and Owóajé, I think I'll be meeting him for the first time today, but I'll be hearing about the two of them as not only as Nigerian persons, but as international men, according to as far as music is concerned. And I'm happy that we have people like this in this country. Not many countries have this kind of privilege. Now, when we talk about Handel, Bach, Beethoven, and others, when we are listening to their music, people will marvel that these things has happened more than 200-300 years ago, but at times, Hallelujah chorus and others became stale. But when we listen to our own men, the works of their hands, then it's marvelous. So that's why this concert is very unique, especially at this time when we want to see our people growing. And I'm happy that we have many church organists who are performing. Well, I will say that in my own little way, I have some anthems that I've written that whenever I listen to people performing them, I'm highly elated. And I think the same thing, Ayo and Ṣeun will be highly elated seeing people performing their works. Though they'll be listening to people performing, seeing people performing their works all over the place, but here in our own local land in Akure here is a great thing.
Okay, we've talked about hymns. Now, what's the expectation this afternoon on the program, on this concert?
To me personally, unfortunately, people will believe nowadays in thing in praise and worship. Most of these praise and worship things do not really have the spiritual and theological standard that one really needs Well, as a hymnographer myself, I know what it means to write a hymn or to write an anthem or to write a work for the Church of God. This is part of things we need in the Church of God. So, but unfortunately, maybe the praise and worship things have taken over our hymn singing, and which is very, very unfortunate. And this is due to lack of knowledge on the part of our congregations, especially. I'm a pastor myself, but not all pastors have interest in music. So the lack of education still bog them down.
Thank you so much. I've been speaking with Reverend Canon Bola Omodun Ilori, who is a presenter on a popular radio in Akure at about 88.5 FM. You can easily join him on Sunday at the hours of 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Sunday. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
and
my
we
brother.
hope to gain more from you this evening.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very grateful.
Thank you so much. Very soon we are going to meet another personnel on our concert this evening who is going to talk more on the concert Owóajé. Are you please don't go away. Once again, I have another person, a media person, a broadcaster in the house, and she's Mrs. Binkwi Akindele. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. It's nice to be here. Actually, I was a musician before I became a journalist, because you can see Owóajé, Dr. Owóajé he was actually my lecturer in school. So
now, as a broadcaster, as a person who knows more about music, what can you say about this concert of Owóajé?
wow, I'm really very happy to be here. I was here also for the first edition. I was here for the first edition of this concert. Choral music is something that we don't always talk about, especially in this area, Ondo State. I know that a lot of it is done in Ibadan, and of course the likes of Lazekweme. But seeing Dr. Olúrántí and Ṣeun Owóajé, it's really very, very it's encouraging, and it's something I want to be a part of, because I'm a lover of music. I read music before I switched to journalism, and even my son is with you here, Ṣeun Akindele.
So what do you expect this evening? What do you expect to gain? What was your expectation this evening?
Well, I have high expectations, because I know that there are gurus behind this. Tosin Adelabu himself is a music person. We have musicologists, music academicians like Owóajé as well. I expect a very, very big thing here. I expect to have listened to their rehearsals, and it's not like I came to observe, I came to watch or judge, but I just came in earlier than scheduled and was able to hear some of the songs, and I'm not expecting anything less than my expectations.
As a broadcaster and as a person that studied music, what's your own advice to people, your younger generation coming?
Younger generation should know that music written on pentatonic scale is for us, these Yoruba people. You know, some people have their own skills. The Igbo people, they have different skill, but most of the time you see the youths coming behind us. Most of them are used to choral music on what is this now? The choral, the do re mi fa sol la ti do. That's what they're used to. Choral music is beautiful. You know, I want them to key into it, because it is what we are going back to. It's like they are canvassing that we should go back to the basics. When we talk about our culture and tradition, this is our culture. It's a kind of music, and it is what the upcoming generation should really have interest in to pursue, because all this rap, whatever, pop, R&B, they will go. They are not from our land. This is what we have, and they should imbibe it.
Thank you so much.
It's been nice talking to you.
Same here, man. I've been speaking with Mrs. Bimpe Akindele. She's a broadcaster, and she told you earlier on that she studied music before moving to journalism. And very soon I'm going to invite another person who is going to talk more about this evening on Ṣeun Ayo. Please don't go away. I have another person in the house who knows more about music. Join me as I invite one of the choir from Archbishop Vining College of Theology who knows more about music. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
And what's the name, sir?
I'm Diola Ogunrede.
Okay, now we've talked about, there's a concert talking about Ṣeun Ayo. What do you know about this concert?
Yes, it has to do with the musical works of the Maestros. That is Dr. Owóajé and Dr. Olúrántí. These are compilations of the work they have done. So the choir today will be doing justice to these works.
Okay.
Yes.
We know that in our present generations, we know they love praises, they love singing, and hymns and chorus songs have tried as much as possible to go down the drain. What is your own advice for the younger youth, our younger generation that is coming about hymns?
I think those who don't know the importance of hymns and music, they are losing out. Because music is like a rudder, it's like a boat without a rudder. Because music itself is life. And once you imbibe that spirit, then you are alive. Once it's not there, you are dead, even while living.
Thank you so much. I've been talking to one of the choir from Archbishop Vining College of Theology, and he has talked more his expectation this evening on this concert tagged Ṣeun Ayo. Please sit back. We are going to give you another person who is going to talk from another aspect on this concert Ṣeun Ayo. Please don't go away. Yes, I have another person in the house who's going to be a key and impact is going to perform on the concert this evening. I have a person who is there and person of, what's the name, sir?
My name is Abiodun.
Okay, so what's your name on this concert this evening?
I'm the concert organist, accompanist, I would say. We're two, I'm one, and then Topolagodi is the second person.
And you have been doing your rehearsal for months, I can say now. So what is our expectation? What are people expecting this evening?
Well, I expect it to be a very beautiful evening. You know, the choir has really practiced, and the accompanists are ready to. The conductor is fine, so we should expect to be wowed, you know, this evening. It's gonna be a very beautiful experience.
Beautiful experience.
Yes.
And when we talked about choral, when we talked about hymns, we know that in our present generation now, we see people singing praises. They love singing praises. They love going to churches or places where praises are being rendered. So why choral? Why hymns this evening?
Well, there's always a place for every genre of music. And this, which is the African heart music, which we're celebrating today, actually is a dying genre. And it really pleases my heart when I see groups like this, you know, invest and put in their energy to make sure that this is sustained. Because really, we're losing this. And thank groups like Vox Cantus that is for putting this up. So this is a kind of music that needs to be sustained. We need more of this performance in the nearest future.
In the nearest future. So what's your whole piece of advice to the coming generation concerning chorale and hymns?
Well, I will just appeal to them to embrace this kind of music too, you know. It's not all drums and whatever at all times, you know. This is a very reflective, very professional kind of music. And once you open your mind to this, it broadens your knowledge of music as a whole. So this is a kind of music that should be embraced by all.
Thank you so much. I've been talking to one of us who is going to. She has talked so many things about music, what is expectation like this evening, and let me invite one of the let me say people going to sing tonight in person of. Good evening, and how are you this evening?
I'm fine.
So what's the expectation you are going to feature in this program this evening? So What's the expectation?
Oh, I tell you, Muslim, it's going to be awesome, really. People are going to be, mind-bloated, they're going to be overwhelmed with what they're going to hear today. And because all the songs we're going to present today are Springfield songs, really. Yes, they're going to enjoy it. It's going to be the best concert ever.
Best concert ever. Definitely you have rehearsed for months, on candles, train your voice. So what do you say to younger generations that love praises, love singing, but when they talk about chorale, when they talk about hymns, they say no. So what's your own advice to the set of people?
Well, I will just tell them one thing. There is nothing you want to do in life without hard work. So for you to just be good at everything you're doing, you just have to be very hardworking. To sing chorus songs and lines like that is also very, very tasking. So I'll just encourage them not to give up and to do whatever it takes. It's a matter of interest. Once they're ready to just be the best, they're going to get the best.
Get the best. So what's the name and what's your impact this evening?
Well, my name is Olúrántí. I am the crew assistant general secretary, and at the same time, I'm an auto singer.
Auto singer.
Yes.
So can you give us let's hear a little bit of your words. Aspects this evening.
Okay, but it's not really come out well. I will just try. Okay, let me sing.
Beautiful one there, I say. We have listened to that and more is coming. All you have to do is just sit back, relax, and join us on the program this evening. Okay, I have another person who is waiting to talk to us more on the concert this evening. Good evening, my brother, and how are you?
Sir, I'm fine, thank you.
What's the name?
My name is Owóajé.
So what is your own impact on the program this evening?
I'll be playing the piano, I'll be playing the organ.
Okay.
That's it. I'll be accompanying the choir.
Oh, so you have done so many rehearsals. So what's your expectation? What do you think people are going to gain? What do you think people are going to enjoy this evening?
It's going to be a big concert, by God's grace. From what I've seen, it's going to be a very big concert, by God's grace. Very lovely.
Thank you so much. I have another person in the house who is going to talk to us. And in person, yes sir. Please come step forward and talk to us on your expectation. What's your impact this evening? What are you going to tell us? What are you going to do? What's your own points this evening?
This evening, we are celebrating the Maestros.
Okay.
Those who have labored very well in the area of church music and classical music. Unfortunately, many few things have been heard about the music crusaders in Nigeria. We will not be celebrating them. Some, when they die, they will not gather people together to come and celebrate them. So this concert is to celebrate them while still living. To celebrate their work, to perform their works, their choral works, even in their presence, and at least to appreciate them. And this evening we are expecting at least an appreciation towards the classical music in Nigeria and Africa. So that's our expectation tonight.
That's your expectation. You have done so many rehearsals, you have done so many things, you have done things. So tell me, and you notice that a younger generation don't even like choral music. They prefer praises, they prefer worship. So what's your own advice to this set of people?
Well, my advice to them is that one, when they see this performance, then I believe they will be encouraged, they will be motivated. And I want to advise them to appreciate our own locally made music functions and music producers and music composers. In America and other Asian countries, they appreciate their own composers. But unfortunately in Nigeria, we celebrate the Western world. But the indigenous ones, we neglect them, we forsake them. So I want to shock them that we should try to appreciate our own the two people who are celebrating, Olúrántí and Ṣeun Owóajé, they are well known in terms of organ music in Nigeria, music generally in Nigeria. So I want to shout everybody, the youth and the contemporaries, to be at least to be encouraged, to be motivated in appreciating our own people, the indigenous composers. That is it.
Thank you. What's the name again?
My name is Wale Ogundipe.
Thank you so much. I've been talking to Wale Ogundipe, and he has talked so much about appreciating our people, appreciating what we have. I'm going to invite another person very soon. Before then, please, don't go away. He's a musician and he's one of the lead person when it comes to music in Archbishop Vine and College of Theology, in person of Tosin Adelabu. Good evening.
I'm fine, good.
What's the concert all about Owóajé?
Owóajé is just a concert to celebrate two maestros in music, internationally known, and to be our mentors for this choral group, Vox Cantus De Chorale. So we want to start by producing or projecting their works that they have composed, and we want to make them our mentors. That's why we are celebrating them and we are honoring them.
Okay, so what's your expectation? What's the expectation this evening?
I'm expecting people to come and listen to good music and to lift their souls up.
When we talk about younger generations, we know that they visit places where there is prayer, where there is worship and all the likes, where they can dance. When we come to talk about chorales, it's for the old people. What do you think can be done to revert this?
The thing is, we need to make people know the importance of this choral music. Even when you talk about this dance music, all this popular music, it started from somewhere, and it is that old style that we need to know that without written music, without written works, nothing can be done, and music cannot be produced anywhere.
So, what's your own advice to people this evening?
My own advice to people is we should go back to our traditional way of music, and God will bless us.
Thank you so much. I've been speaking with one of the lead person here, Tosin Adelabu, who has talked more about the importance of choral music and how we can definitely lift this up. Very soon we're going to bring another person and we're going to talk about this concert tagged Owóajé. Good evening, Sana. What's the name?
Good evening. My name is Basil.
Okay. So what do you know about this concert? You are invited as a guest to come and feel the music up here. So what's your own perception about this when they told you to come?
I'm a person that's interested in music. I'm a lover of music anyway. When I was invited, of course I was very glad, and I said I must come, at least to see. Although this is my first time to see these faces anyway, I know that they have been doing great. But at the same time, I just want to see what is happening today. By the time they are through with everything, at least I'll have to get one or two things or to go home with.
Okay, so what's your expectation this evening?
Well, in fact, the expectation is very high. Let me just say high, because I know all these people, they are really good, and I know they're going to do great. My expectation today is just to see more and to benefit more and to get more from them, because I know they are professionals. So that's one of my expectations. At least I should go home with something big today, at least to add the little knowledge I have.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
What's the name again?
My name is Basil.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I've spoken with one of the persons being invited. So very soon we are going to see another person to ask more questions about this concert, Owóajé. A doctor in the house, the much expected person in the house, who is going to talk more about this particular concert. Don't let me start mentioning, telling you about the history about this particular person that we are celebrating this evening. I have the honor and the privilege to ask questions this evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm very fine.
What's the name, sir, for the privilege of people listening?
Olúrántí.
Ayo as well. I unified it.
Great.
Okay, good. What do you mean by Owóajé Ayo?
Well, it's a concept by the group Vox Cantus to celebrate the indigenous works, art music of Nigerian composers, Ṣeun Owóajé, a brother, and myself. We're both composers. So the whole concept was coined from our names. Ṣeun, Olúrántí, then Ayo, minor. But essentially, it's all a concept of our works, our belief system in terms of how music should be created, basically.
So why this type of music? We notice that our generation, people love praises, they love worship. So why this type of music?
Some people like to ride Toyota.
Yeah.
Some people like to ride Benz.
Okay.
Some people like a Honda.
Okay.
So it's a free world.
Okay.
We have a subjective taste.
Okay.
You know. So some people like reggae.
Okay.
Some people like waka. For us, it's classical music.
Classical music.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's not popular. So
It's not popular. So why is it not popular?
well, it's intellectual music, structured music,
Okay.
very theoretical narratives.
Okay.
I mean, so like popular music that you don't need to be an active listener
Okay.
to understand. You know, you don't need to concentrate when popular music is going on. You can dance if you choose to,
Okay.
but art music, it's more of it occurs in a kind of analytical space. You process the information. You want to know how the information develops, how it builds up, and how it gets to the climax. So it's totally intellectual.
Okay. Now we notice that in our present generation, we notice that most people don't really love this kind of music. What can be done to revive this?
Well, we can trace the history of art music in the Western world through the 1500s, 1600s, and classical music has always been unpopular, you know, and in my opinion, there's nothing you can do about that. In most situations, what people like generally, 90% of the society, you discover that that negligible part of the society will frown at it, taking some sort of in-depth view on such a situation. So now, how can we bring art music home to Africa, which is a different thing, because there's an argument that classical music is relevant to the Western world. And a lot of us have been researching on how to bring it home. And up till date, we've had situations of people using common themes. Like Fela Ṣewande, he wrote a big music for the orchestra, using something everybody can pick up. So we keep researching ways to extract music, traditional music that we are comfortable with in Africa, elements of it, and bring it into the domain. Maybe we can create a genre that will be attractive to people. Specifically not the youths. The youths are always, erratic.
So we have seen so many people waiting to listen to the music this evening. So what do you have to give out? What do you have to dish out to the set of people?
Well, I'm not really involved with the performance of the music. They are performing my works and the works of Ṣeun Owóajé. So I'm here to listen
to your works.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you listen to your works, how do you feel?
Well, to be honest, anytime my composition is going to be performed, I get anxious. I get scared because it's one thing to have the artistic perception, put it down. It's another thing for the performance to realize it. You know, so when you have the music going out live, there's the tension between the intention of the composer and what has been realized. And in between that equation, we always get scared. So just keep your fingers crossed.
Okay, that's the key word. Keep the finger crossed. Thank you so much. And we hope to listen to beautiful things. Thank you once again. I have another person in the house. Okay, we've talked to one of the person who will be celebrated this evening. I have another one. Remember, the person said that the name Olúrántí was coming out of the two first names. So I have the privilege to invite to the microphone this evening Olúrántí, and he's going to tell us more about the concert. Good evening.
Good evening, I'm fine, thank you.
And what's the name? Olúrántí.
Yes, Olúrántí Owóajé.
Okay, what do you mean about this particular concert? Let's talk more about it. From my own perspective, what do you mean about Olúrántí? Why the concert?
Tosin contacted me some time ago that they are planning to hold this concert of having two composers, namely me, Olúrántí Owóajé, and Olúrántí, to have our works performed. And I said, fine, you know, it's fine. I think it's a natural thing, you know. Olúrántí in Yoruba language is a statement on its own. I mean, it's yes, exactly, yes, something of joy. Yes, joy, something of joy. So I think it's a beautiful coinage coming from the two names of both of us, me being Olúrántí and then Olúrántí being Ayo. So I mean, it's a beautiful coinage of using a Yoruba phrase to coin the title for a beautiful concert like this.
As a composer now, how do you feel when people are taking your song? How do you feel sitting back and listening to your works being celebrated while alive? How do you feel?
Well, I feel good. I feel good, and I thank God that I, as a composer, little me, I'm being celebrated before I'm gone, before I'm dead and gone. I am one of the people who believe very strongly that while we are alive, we should celebrate ourselves and not wait for when we are gone. And then, when people are gone, and then you start crying and shedding tears. Oh, it was this, it was that, it was the best, this was the best, that. Meanwhile, you never said those things, when he was alive. So I think it's a shame for people to carry on that behavior. And this is a good thing. This is a reversal. This is a good reversal of that trend of wanting to celebrate people after they are dead. This is a good reversal of that trend to celebrate people while they are actually alive. So I feel good.
Okay. So now talking about chorale. Why chorale? Because we've listened to most concerts that's been held all over Nigeria. It's all about praises. While youth dance and shake off the stress that passed through because of the week. Why chorale?
I as a person, as a composer, I have composed. I have put together many choral compositions. The same thing with my friend, my colleague, Dr. Olúrántí. We both have so many, choral compositions. So I think it is worthwhile bringing these choral compositions together in one event and having people listen to them and see what this, choral works sound like.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Yes, we've talked about chorals, we've talked about expectation and talking about how we can get celebrated while still alive. All you have to do is just sit back, relax, and